How is everybody doing tonight? Ooh, I had a busy day today. And I'm about to play through some utter, complete, fucking horseshit. And I don't know if I can handle this on my own. So I'm bringing in a little backup. Let's get him in here.
Yes.
Hello, there we go, everybody. This is my good friend and one of my mods, LordMegatron1992, or JKR as he tends to go by on
At last you
other.
hear my voice.
Yes, at last you hear his voice. So he is going to be providing co-commentary with me tonight because I don't think I can handle this shit on my own. I really don't.
Yet you seem to
so let me
handle
just,
through X6 and on, you know.
Yeah, but that's different. See that's
Okay then.
that's different because those don't have shitty 3D sections.
Oh boy. Should I be afraid for this?
You should be very afraid for this. Let me know when you can see my screen. I've switched over to the window that I've got my my Streamlabs window. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's up.
There we go. This is the view that you should be able to see it the best on.
Excellent.
Alright, so let's switch over to the live scene. And this time, since I'm gonna be having a co-commentator, let's turn off the webcam. There we go. And I'm gonna be playing this on rookie mode just because this game is unplayable without it. I've tried playing it without rookie hunter mode. It's fucking horseshit.
That bad, huh?
Yes.
My god.
And I don't think anyone will disagree with me on that. And if anyone does disagree with me on that, I don't give a shit.
If they disagree, then they're wrong.
Yeah. Alright. See, even the intro's not that interesting.
No, it isn't. Honestly, I still think X5 had the best intro.
Yeah, the music's taken a huge hit in this game. A lot of the intro that you see here is just like opening cutscene stuff. And thankfully I won't have to hear much of the music just because I've got my TV turned down so low to avoid echo. And Lord Megatron won't have to hear the music at all because Discord doesn't have computer audio sharing. But everyone watching the Twitch stream will have to hear it.
Ooh. They're in for a treat, I'm assuming.
They'll also have to hear the atrocious voice acting. I do recommend, Lord Megatron, that even though it might be a bit disorienting to hear, like, yourself talk and then a few seconds later hear yourself talk again, keep a Twitch window open just so you can hear how fucking bad the voice acting in this game is.
You got it.
That's just a personal recommendation of mine, because this is, in my opinion, a worse dub than X4 on every level.
Oh, wow.
And no options for the filter this time. The filter is automatically turned on for the PS2 games.
Oh, wow.
Because it actually does make them look better.
Oh.
Because, you know, smoothing stuff makes 3D models look good. Doesn't quite do the same for 2D sprites. With 2D sprites, it just makes everything look muddy and like it's drawn out of crayon, but on 3D models, it gets rid of all the jagged edges.
Yeah.
This is it. Ready to rock?
I'm always ready.
I fucking hate and love Axel's voice in this game at the same time, because it's so unfitting for him, but at the same time, I can't help but laugh at it just because of how hilariously bad it is. He tries to sound edgy, but he just sounds whiny instead. And that's the voice of Anna Williams from Tekken 4, 5, and 6 as the voice of Axel. So she can do a good job, it's just, for whatever reason, she really phoned in her performance here.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And she also voices one of the bosses, and uses the same voice she uses for Axel, but more nasally.
Oh, God.
Must have leaked the information. Huh? Who's there?
It's Mia Luz.
So, these two characters that we see here at the beginning, which they even give names to,
How did they find
completely unimportant to the overall plot, never mentioned again after this cutscene.
Oh my God.
This is just a colossal waste of time. It just serves to show what Axel did in his, early years before he joined up with the Maverick Hunters.
What the? You were the traitor?
No. I took care of
But it
him.
really doesn't amount to anything.
What happened? How did you do that?
That's too bad.
Yeah. And we're in the intro, and we've already run into our first problem with the game's story. We have a whole cutscene wasted on shit that's irrelevant.
Thanks to the Reploids, even the most devastated regions were set back on the road to recovery.
Alright, so all the shit that happened in X5 has been fixed thanks to the Reploids. But Maverick still exists, so Maverick Hunters, yada yada yada, nothing new happening here.
Yeah. Things got slightly better.
Yeah, but here, listen to this. X decided to remove himself from the front lines, so he no longer fights. He's now in a commanding position, because he decided that fighting is bad, and fighting doesn't solve anything. Even though fighting has solved literally everything in the past.
So this is where he actually becomes like the pacifist, like his original Mega Man form.
Yeah.
And thus, Red Alert, the illegal band of bounty hunters who
And in the meantime, there's this, like, vigilante group of bounty hunters called Red Alert that spawned up and started doing their own illegal Maverick hunting stuff.
a young Reploid and key member of Red Alert.
And that's where Axel comes in, because Axel is a member of Red Alert.
This decision would change destiny itself.
And then he decides to leave, and this is where the game starts.
Become a hunter. On my own.
Yeah, because something always has to happen for these games to actually start.
Battle began.
Yeah. So when I said that X removed himself from the front lines, that means X, despite being the title character, he's not playable.
What?
You have to unlock him. He is completely optional. You can go through the whole game without unlocking him.
This is called Mega Man X7, and playing Mega Man X is completely optional.
Yes.
What?
And, so Axel has a lock-on feature, but it's really shitty because you can't choose where you want to lock on. You just toggle between whatever targets are nearest to you. And by that, I mean you toggle between whatever the lock-on decides it wants to lock onto. Axel has the hover ability that the 4th armor and ultimate armor that X got has, but its command is different. Instead of jump and then press jump again in the air, it's jump and hold, which that's just it's something that fucks with my muscle memory, man. And here we've got our first 3D section. Notice how slow everything is?
Yeah, it's like even the explosions, they're so slow.
Yep. And you can get knocked over, and that you have to fucking wait to get back up. Axel's charge shots has the ability to make enemies drop those DNA cores, they're called, and then he can turn into enemies if he picks them up. There is almost never a reason to do this, other than giving you a slightly easier time of getting through the level. Like this, you're supposedly able to go slightly faster, but really, everything's so slow that it's hardly noticeable to begin with.
Yeah, I can't see him moving all that much faster. If anything, he moves slower.
Yeah, and once you pick up a DNA core, you cannot change back until your energy meter runs out. So there's no way to manually stop being in this form.
Oh, God.
And the charge shot also deals pitiful damage. So you have to deal the final blow with a charge shot. But that can get hard to judge because you don't know how many shots it takes to kill each enemy.
And
hey, look, it's the highway stage from Mega Man X1.
Oh,
Somebody
God.
please tell me I'm through with the worst of it.
No, Axel, unfortunately, the worst of it is just beginning.
Whose idea was it actually behind this game? Was it still Capcom, or was it actually the original creator?
I have no idea. I haven't looked up the development history behind this game. I feel like a lot of this was more Capcom's doing because KG, like, oh hey, look, Zero. Keiji Inafune, from what I can tell, was more invested in the Mega Man Zero series that was going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell because he tended to get more credit than he deserved for everything that he worked on. So, Zero plays pretty much the same as he did before. He has double jump unlocked by default, which was something he gained in X6. He has air dash unlocked by default. His sword has really broken hitboxes. I'll see if I can demonstrate that in one of these 2D sections. Like, right here. I can hit stuff behind me with my swings. And these swings have no real arc to them. Like, you know how in X4, 5, and 6, well, you didn't see me play Zero in X6, but you saw in X4 and X5 that he swung in a predetermined path. In this one, he just swings in random directions. Which works fine in 2D, because everything just has one hitbox, because, you know, you're just on a left to right plane. But when you get into 3D, that's when shit goes south fast. There's also a lot of instances in this game where enemies just randomly spawn out of nowhere, and you have to keep killing them until they decide to stop spawning out of nowhere.
Like this scene right here.
Yes. Sometimes they give you a counter for it, most of the time they don't. And hey, that you have to fight more of these B things from X1. Because remember, X1 was a good game, so reminding you of a good game while playing a shitty game will make you think you're playing a good game, right?
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
It's just like how reminding you of a good movie while watching a shitty movie makes you think you're watching a good movie.
Yeah.
Alright, now Zero in 3D. Now watch how these random sword swing directions make it impossible to plan your attacks.
Oh boy.
Like, from what I can tell, he swings in an X-shaped pattern. But that's not good. Oh, and he also has the ability to deflect enemy shots.
Oh,
This is almost never useful.
So it's supposed to be like a lightsaber, but it doesn't do shit.
Yeah. And X7 marks the first time in the series that he gets alternate weapons by defeating bosses. So he gets more than just his standard Z-Saber,
Nice.
as we shall see. And you're gonna notice that the camera angles in a lot of these spots are really fucking bad, so depth perception is going to be our biggest enemy for 3D platforming. It's like that line from Futurama. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. His name is Depth Perception.
And we have the Hiko report, who's been in for I don't know how long.
Hello, Hiko. How you doing, matey?
Out of the way! Out of the way!
Oh, hey, our two heroes meet. Because I have to do that eventually.
Yep.
You're in danger if you just stand there. Get a move on.
Get a move on!
Are you connected to this incident?
Yeah, the voice acting's so fucking cringe-inducing in this game. Axel's whiny, Zero's trying too hard to sound cool. It's the polar opposite of Wayne Doster from Mega Man X4. Wayne Doster just sounded like a dork the whole time. But this guy, Wayne Doster sounded like a dork just because he was a bad actor with a bad voice. But this guy is trying too hard to sound deep and badass.
Oh, God.
Also, there's a surprising amount of people in this game that were in both Castlevania Symphony of the Night and...
You've got some
Are you stupid? Confirmed Axel is at Slender BB bag.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Hiko report.
Hey, I'll tell you later.
There's a lot of people in this game where if you look at the credits, or just look at behind the voice actors, you'll notice a lot of the people in this game were either in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the Japan-exclusive Transformers G1 game on PS2 that I streamed before, or both.
I'm Axel. Call me if you need a hand.
Alright, this is our first new mechanic for this game that doesn't involve 3D stuff.
become a real pain.
You have teams of 2 characters in this game, and you can swap between them with the push of a button. Now, in theory, this makes it so, like, if you get to a section where it's more suited for one character over the other, you can switch to another character and have an easier time. But in practice, since they have to design a stage with technically 3 characters in mind, that means each stage can be played through with one character and there's never a reason to switch. And Axel is so obnoxious that I try to play as him as little as possible.
Makes perfect sense, because you don't want to listen to an obnoxious idiot.
Yeah. And even his weapons that he gets from the bosses aren't that good. And I will be unlocking X in this playthrough, just because X is basically Axel, but better in every way.
Yeah.
And that includes special weapons. X even gets better special weapons than Axel.
Go figure. I mean, this is his game, after all.
I'm
Kind
not
of.
gonna run.
Supposed to be, anyway.
It makes me feel like a criminal.
Feel like a criminal?
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, this explains where TJ Omega got that, the whole pacifist thing from, because he used this in one of his reviews of a Mega Man TV show episode.
Was it the Mega Man X episode?
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, the way they portrayed X in the cartoon series was the polar opposite of how he is in the games.
Yeah.
In the TV show, they just made him like, let me just blow the fuck out of everything.
Yeah, just because.
Whereas, in the series, he's constantly questioning himself about whether fighting is the right thing. But, oh, by the way, Cygnus here, voiced by Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Who was also in the Transformers G1 game as the voice of Optimus Prime and Soundwave.
Interesting. That horrible Soundwave voice we've heard.
Yeah, that horrible... It's the effect that was bad. His performance wasn't bad. It's just they didn't do the right effect on him.
Yeah.
This guy's legit a good actor. Robert Belgrade is his name, and I wish he could do more stuff. I think he's going to be in that Bloodstained game from the creator of the Castlevania series. I think he is. I can't remember exactly.
I don't know if you were doing that intentionally, Hiko, but I think you screwed up the cheer.
Yeah, I think you might have screwed up the cheer a bit. You put a space there. Okay, so Axel has suddenly decided that the gang of illegal bounty hunters are suddenly bad. So, he decided to leave because the gang of fucking murderers are suddenly no better than murderers. You see, I would give a shit about this if either we saw more of Axel's time with Red Alert, or if Axel was, you know, a remotely likable character in this game.
I mean, honestly, what they should have done was, like, the first half of the game, he's an enemy, and then by the second half, he becomes an ally.
Yes, instead of making X the one you have to fucking unlock.
Yeah.
That would be like if they made a Sonic game where Sonic had to be unlocked and was completely optional.
Right.
Alright, and here's our big bad guy for the game, Red, the leader of Red Alert.
You know, I can't help but get the feeling Sigma is somehow involved in this.
Not yet, but he will be.
Because it's a Mega Man X game. Every single fucking game he's been in.
There's no reason for Sigma to be in this game. He just kind of inserts himself into the plot halfway through. Spoiler alert. Like, he just suddenly shows up and starts manipulating things behind the scenes. He has no real relevance to the event going on. He just decides he wants to be a part of this.
He's just like, I won't be ignored.
Like, after being shoehorned into the end of X6, I guess he decided he just wanted to troll everyone now.
Probably.
And they try to hide the identity of Sigma, but they do it in the dumbest way possible. Even worse than how they did it in X4.
Woot Phonuke Spanny Stanmit Screeches in Hood.
Alright, so basically, Red wants Axel back, and X is like, you can have Axel back, we don't fucking want him. But Red's still insisting on having this stupid contest where, like, they have a series of duels between their hunters. And the winner gets to keep Axel, even though X doesn't want Axel.
Yeah, right.
And I'm torn on this because Axel's not a likable character in this. He gets better in X8, and I think he's in Command Mission as well, but I haven't played Command Mission, so I'm not sure about that. But on the one hand, Axel's just a twat in this game, so I don't give a shit what happens to him. But on the other hand, X is willing to, basically Axel is supposed to be like a child Reploid in this game, compared to everyone else. He's supposed to be like a child soldier. So he's willing to just give up this child soldier that came to him for sanctuary, just because he's like, nuh-uh, we don't want none of your shit. I'm done with this bullshit. I'm retired, I don't fight anymore.
You're not getting anywhere with this. I'm ready to go.
No, wait!
I'm going by myself. As for you, you can do as you want.
I agree, Flame Hyanard. Fuck this version of X. I like X in every other game but this one. They just fucked up his personality so much in this game and made him so unlikable. Also, I love that pose right there where he tosses his gun to him, because he doesn't have the gun in his hand. Instead, it just looks like he's about to pimp slap him.
Yeah. Another pointless conflict has begun.
They also gave X a voice that's almost as whiny as Axel's.
I've heard his voice, and it is pretty whiny.
Yeah, Peter Von Gom is his name. He also voices a couple of the bosses, I think. And he was in a dub of one of the Zoids anime series that's kind of lost. Like, there's clips of it that have surfaced, but the full series has still never been released.
Oh, wow.
Or at least the full series with the dub that he was in.
Yeah.
Also, this is just a personal pet peeve of mine. When it asks you if you want to save, it's on no by default.
Why?
I don't know, it's just to add extra button presses to what you have to do.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Alright, let's go to the stage select. Look at this, go to stage select. It's on no by default. Why? No other game in the series so far has done that.
Maybe the Hiko report has something of a point. They don't want you to play. They don't want you to
They
play.
don't want us to play the game.
That, I mean, it's like, it certainly seems like they're well aware that this game is the worst in their series, so they're like, yeah, you know what, you kind of don't want to play this.
Alright, so here's our lineup of Mavericks. We've got Soldier Stone Kong, Wind Krorang, Snipe Anteater. God, the text goes so slow. Ride Borsky. Flame Hyanard, the one that everyone remembers because he never shuts the fuck up.
Gee, sounds like somebody we all know.
Who, me?
No, not you. I'm talking...
Vanishing Gungaroo. Tornado Tunyon. And Splash Warfly.
That last one's a mouthful.
Yeah. So, just for the sake of, you know, choosing easiest boss first, I am going to start with, yes, I know how this works. This is the first time they've given a tutorial for how choosing a stage works.
Okay, that's weird.
I'm going to start with Soldier Stone Kong. Alright, I know. Yes, teams of 2. I like how they say to disband your team and form a new one when we only have 2 characters to select from. So it's like, do you want to start with a fucking, do you want to start with Zero, or do you want to start with Axel? Either way, you've got both of them on your team.
Yeah, right?
Ready?
Alright.
Can you hear me, Zero?
Now, Aelia, I know you like Aelia, but in this game, I despise her because she pops up at several points in the stage. Granted, you don't have to talk to her, but she still speaks up anyway with... Anytime that you see the R3 button appear on my screen, it's accompanied by her saying, "Can you hear me, Zero?" Or if you're playing as Axel, she'll say, "Can you hear me, Axel?"
Oh, God.
By the way, the Reploids you have to rescue are back, and they can still die.
At least you don't have to deal with the nightmare this time.
Yeah, but now they can die from regular enemy attacks.
Oh, lovely.
Like, watch this. He was right next to that boulder that was triggered to start rolling when I got next to it. That would have crushed him. And it gets even worse in Flame Hyanard stage, where there's Reploids that are right next to time bombs.
Oh, God.
Time bombs, I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to get past just because I can't hear this game, so I won't be able to hear when they're about to explode. Most of the enemies in this game you can just avoid, especially in the 3D sections. There's like no reason to ever fight things in here.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to farming for health, because for whatever reason, the drop rates for health in this game are really, really low.
Yeah.
Which makes certain stages even more painful than they need to be.
That is gonna be like the worst thing for you to handle, man. I feel.
Yeah, I tried streaming this on an emulator before the Legacy Collection came out, and I just could not do it. I got through 2 stages before I just gave up because this game's so unfair. It's like everything is working against you.
Like even worse.
I know I
than
said that about.
X6.
I know I said that about X6, but this is in a different way. X6 is more about lazy challenge by just putting spikes and other instant death traps everywhere. But this one's more about enemies that take too many hits to kill, coupled with not giving you many opportunities to recover your health.
Now I hear her.
Yeah. Alright, now normally I would die in 1 hit from spikes, but since I am a dirty cheater, and I am using Rookie Hunter mode, spikes won't kill me in 1 hit. But do you see how little damage the charge shot does?
Yeah, I saw.
That's why it's so much of a pain to try and copy enemies as Axel, because the charge shot is weak as hell. X gets a much better charge shot when you unlock him. So that's pretty much the reason why once I unlock him, I'm going to be sticking with X and never using Axel again. With the only upside to Axel's charge shot being that it has a much shorter charge time. Look at that. It took 8 charge shots to get past that one enemy.
Oh my god.
You can't even aim your shots as this thing. And there's no feedback for when you hit enemies. So I can't tell if I'm damaging them or not.
Yeah.
Like in previous games, and even in later games like X8 and Maverick Hunter X, enemies would flash white when they took damage.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that in the other X games. They've actually flashed when they're about to die.
And some enemies in this game do, but some of them don't. Also, Axel has a very, very specific limitation on his copy ability, which is not explained to you in the game until you beat at least one boss. And you know what that is? He can't copy enemies that are larger than him.
What the fuck?
I mean, I get that they had to make sure he wasn't too game-breaking.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But why artificially limit him that way?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
They don't even give an in-story reason for it. He's just like, oh, by the way, I can't copy anything that's bigger than me. Hey, Percival, we're really just getting started with X7. We're doing a Soldier Stone Kong stage first, as opposed to the order you did it in. I'm doing it in the order that makes it easiest, as opposed to getting the one that won't shut the fuck up out of the way first.
Yeah, that's right, Miles. This is the one you have to have X unlocked.
Yeah.
Percival asks, and don't they all never shut the fuck up?
True, but Flame Hyanard has it the worst, just because he shouts everything. In this really grating voice.
Oh, God.
Like, I've got nothing against Peter Von Gomm. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's probably done better work than this. This is probably just a case of a decent actor given bad direction.
Probably.
But by God, between his X and Flame Hyanard, he has to play some of the most fucking obnoxious shit in this game. Alright, let's just do 0 for this fight because Axel's almost out of health. This whole section right here with the Stonehead shooting stuff at me, completely pointless. Like you see, they fall down. And, like, there's no reason for this. This is the boss arena that I'm going to fight Soldier Stone Kong in, so I should just fight it.
Yeah. But no, you have to deal with a mini-boss first.
Yeah. It's not even a mini-boss, it's just a thing to waste your time. Fuck it. Play as Axel just so I can shoot these things. I like Flame Hyanard's idea better for how you should unlock X. Or, like, all of his stuff about X, including the story reason for why he should be gone, which is X was captured, as opposed to X retired because he's a fucking pussy in this game.
Hey, Axel, you're shooting the wrong way, dickface.
Alright, here's Soldier Stone Kong.
Great and wise Stone Kong. How could you, of all people, do such a thing?
We have already strayed from the path. Now,
God, he looks so stupid with that color scheme.
Yeah. Looks like a G. It almost looks as if Optimus Prime were released in Generation 2, that'd be what he would look like.
Yeah, he's got a total G2 Transformers color scheme to him.
I know that. Both you and I know.
Like, I could see Hasbro doing modern Hasbro doing a G2 recolor of the new Optimus Primal with these fucking colors, based on how they've been doing G2 recolors of a lot of stuff in Prime Wars.
Yeah, just because.
Either Hasbro or Takara doing that.
Yeah. Even though a lot of Transformers fans really wish G2 wasn't a thing.
G2 was kind of pointless, so I understand why.
Yeah.
It didn't really have a show to go with it. It technically had a show, but
it was
not
just,
really.
It was just a Generation 1 cartoon with scene lapses featuring CGI.
Yeah, because CGI was the hip new thing back then.
Yep.
But no one was ready to use it for a full TV series.
Yeah.
Because it was too expensive. And then Reboot came along and they saw that it could be profitable.
And then we got Beast Wars.
Bootleg Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo with a Viking helmet.
I can actually see that.
Alright, there we go. He is dead.
I guess you weren't really monkeying around with this one.
Alright. And when you defeat a boss, it only shows you the weapon you get for the character you defeated the boss with, as opposed to the past games, which showed both you get. So, like this, since I did the finishing blow with Zero, it only shows me the move I get with Zero, which is a counterattack. And it's a counterattack that is almost completely useless.
Honestly looks like an ape escape enemy that was rejected.
You guys are making some great commentary there in the chat.
Got a bit.
Alright, now, she's explaining Hunter rank here, but there's nothing to worry about because Hunter rank doesn't determine jack shit in this game. It's not like X5 and X6 where they determine what parts you can equip. It's just for bragging rights.
Wanna be great, babe.
Yes, wanna be great, babe! No. This is gonna... You know how DC's been doing those edgy reboots of Hanna-Barbera cartoons in their comics? That's what they're gonna do with Great Babe.
Yeah, you know, chances are this guy was probably just a reject from Gorilla City. I don't even think Grodd wanted anything to do with him.
Wanna be DK. Alright, and instead of parts that we can equip, instead we get chips from certain Reploids that we can equip to one of the characters in our team to boost different abilities. Like right now, and yes, they explain... Aelia feels the need to explain how chips work every fucking time we get them.
I can understand the first time, but every other time it's like, you should know this by now.
I'll let you choose. We've got increase my attack power by 30% for Zero, add an extra move to his saber combo, or increase power of recovery items.
I'm gonna say his attacks.
As in increase attack power, or add another attack to his combo?
Attack power.
Alright. And then she asks if it's okay, and once again, it's on no by default. Why? It just adds an extra button press! Alright, return to the results screen, and then there's no stage select from the save screen. You've gotta go to the results screen, then go to the stage select, then you've gotta choose yes! When she asks you if there's so much shit you have to do just to get back to the stage select. Oh, and now there's cutscenes in between every single level.
Oh, God.
This is the reason I ran away from Red Alert.
Alright, here's Axel demonstrating that he can copy stuff.
But it's far from perfect.
Why the hell do they call him Axel? Shouldn't they call him Chameleon or something like that?
Because he's named after Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses.
It's only possible to copy their
Eh.
abilities.
Because why the fuck not?
Learn such a skill.
Because Keiji Inafune likes his musical references. I don't know.
Eh.
You don't know? How could you not know?
Don't know. I don't remember. Red found me, and I've been defeating.
By the way, this whole thing about Axel doesn't remember where he came from, doesn't remember his past, Red found him and raised him to be a warrior, all this is abandoned after this game. X8 gives him a new backstory.
Probably a better one at that.
A much better one, and it basically acts as though X7 never happened.
Good.
Alright, our next one. The radio tower going after Tornado Tunyon. Yes, they were so out of ideas that we have a boss based on an onion.
Somebody should get the burgers ready.
Ready?
We're gonna need some. We're gonna need some onions for that.
Fix us some steamed hams. This whole stage is a spiral going up here, and then a couple times we have to fight this big mechanoid that's in the center. And the fight is utter shit because it has a one weak point that can be damaged. Look at that. That Reploid just died because I couldn't get to it because that thing was in the way.
Oh, wow.
They still haven't learned from X6 how to place Reploids in good places. And a lot of times, these Reploids just appear out of thin air, only to die from stray gunfire. Also, why does fire make him trip?
That doesn't really make any sense. It's like, yeah, whatever. I think we should just stop questioning because...
I will question what I want because it's fun.
Yeah, right.
It's fun to pick apart the bullshit in this game.
Yeah, but the problem
It's the only enjoyment I can get, man. Alright, and up here, we've got our first fight with this Mechanoid. Once it decides to show up. Fuck fighting it is 0, because trying to hit it with melee attacks is almost impossible.
Named Hotfoot Hoagie.
Trying to hit it with melee attacks is almost impossible, so I'm gonna just shoot it till it dies. You have to shoot it in the face until it dies.
That makes sense, because I believe in even the Maverick Hunter anime thing that they showed. That kind of shows, like, I think the eye with... No, wait, the eye wasn't the weak point, but there was a...
Yeah, it was a, like a red crystal weak point on that Mechanoid that they were fighting in Day of Sigma.
Yeah.
And you can't tell where the head's going to pop out of. And then it immediately puts its head back in. So this fight goes on 3 times longer than it needs to, because its AI pattern is completely random.
Oh, wow.
And there's no health meter,
So you have no idea
so
when
you
this
don't
is gonna
know how
die.
close you are to beating it. Alright. That's one fight with it down. Then we have to fight it again later.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ready?
Oh my god, Miles just said that, Tornado Tunyon looks like a character from Fighting Foodons. Who the fuck remembers that show?
I remember that show.
I remember the theme song more than I remember the show itself. It recently got a DVD release, both dubbed and subtitled from Discotech.
Yeah, I watched, the theme song is what resonated with me the most, but, like, maybe about 5 years ago, I watched the entire series on YouTube because I was bored.
Yeah, that was legit one of... I think 4Kids... Did 4Kids dub that, or was that Saban? I can't remember.
I think it was 4Kids because, what's her name? I'm flat out looking at her picture right now. What's her name? Veronica Taylor. That's what I'm thinking of. She did the voice of, Claudia, one of the main antagonists of the show, so I'm assuming it was 4Kids. Yeah, it was 4Kids. They're all saying it's 4Kids.
That was one of 4Kids' best dubs, just because of all the puns they could make with it.
Yeah.
And because, you know, it wasn't something intended for an older audience that they had to censor the shit out of.
Right.
Well, didn't have to censor the shit out of. Chose to censor the shit out of. Like One Piece.
Yeah.
Or, actually, their Shaman King dub wasn't too bad.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
But they made some, choices that I don't necessarily agree with in
Yeah.
their Shaman King dub. Mostly trying to Americanize it in ways that were unnecessary.
Yeah. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Had to have a lot of censorship done in the... Well, we got the first season, but in Japan it was the second. The whole, Mr. Pegasus would like to have a few words with you. It's like they're just pointing fingers instead of actually...
Yeah, instead of guns.
And I'm like, I'm looking...
Because you can't have bad guys pointing guns at children. I mean, what? You wouldn't want people to think the bad guys are bad, do you?
Nah.
Oh, I agree with Hiko. Ultimate Muscle was another good 4Kids dub.
I was never a big fan of Ultimate Muscle. The theme song was the only thing I actually liked out of it.
I didn't watch much of Ultimate Muscle, but from what I can tell, they kept the general spirit of the show the same. Which is more than I can say for most of what 4Kids work involved.
Yeah.
But that theme song was fucking killer.
Welcome to my silly, silly stage.
God, I hate Tornado Tunion's voice.
Here goes the
You know, for some reason, he reminds me of Blacko Man from Mega Man NT Warrior.
Haven't seen NT Warrior or played that much of the Battle Network games, so I couldn't tell you who that was.
so funny, but I tried so hard, so hard. Okay, try again, huh? Around and around.
Okay, I get the picture. Let's get this over with.
Aw.
Sonic X, that led to just a huge period of suck in general for Sonic. Like, a lot of the bad period of Sonic, not including the shit period it's in now, but a lot of the bad stuff that happened to the Sonic franchise in the mid-2000s, I feel you could trace it back to Sonic X. Like, bad voice acting, apart from Mike Pollock. He was a great Eggman, and he still is.
Yeah.
In fact, he recently celebrated, I still can't fucking believe this, his 15th anniversary of playing Eggman.
Nice. I'm Dr. Eggman, the greatest scientific genius in the world.
He's not my favorite Robotnik, but he's still great.
He is. My
favorite is still Long John Baldry.
Whereas my favorite will always be Jim Cummings.
Yeah, Jim Cummings was a fucking fantastic Robotnik.
Yeah.
Long John Baldry's my favorite just because you could tell he was having a goddamn blast playing that role.
because that role he didn't have to take seriously.
Like, that's the only show he did where he could have lines like, "I'm demoting you to Scrub Monkey 3rd Class. Now go and mop up the dungeon." Rest in peace, Long John Baldry. I wish he was still with us. Great voice actor, great singer. Just great all around.
Yeah. If that stubborn little songstress won't write me a song, I'll
write my own song! Alright. Let's give another chip to Zero. What do you want to power up now?
Let's see. The second one.
We can power up his attack power by 50%, add a move to his saber combo, or increase power of recovery items.
Let's add a new moveset for him.
Alright. Yes, again with the fucking explanation of what chips do, even though I literally just equipped a chip to someone. And now for Axel, just to be fair.
Why would we
Actually,
want to be
no,
fair?
let's not be fair to Axel, because there's a trophy you get for fully powering up a character. And by fairly distributing them out like this, that's going to fuck me over. So, what are we going to do now? Oh, I guess 50% power since I pressed the button there.
Oh, well.
Okay. Another good Robotnik, in my opinion, can't remember the name of the voice actor, but the one from the OVA, Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
Oh yeah, the one
That
who,
was a good Robotnik.
yeah, the one that featured the Metal Robotnik.
Yeah, the one with Metal Robotnik, Hyper Metal Sonic, Sarah.
Yeah. The one who looked like a fucking monkey.
She was supposed to be a cat girl.
Like I said,
She looked more like a monkey.
friends in Red Alert are
At least from
all
my memory.
highly skilled Reploids.
Except I heard they were mostly criminals.
And here we get more of Axel talking about his time at Red Alert.
Well, at least most of the time.
Newsflash, Axel. Nobody gives a shit.
I'm
Yeah.
serious. They really didn't do bad until suddenly everyone changed.
Suddenly,
He's like, suddenly no one did bad things until people started doing bad things. Then I decided to leave because I didn't want to be around bad people. Except, more whiny and girly sounding. Was it Edwin Neal? Probably. Alright, next level is Splash Warfly. And by the way, despite his name being Warfly, he is not based on any kind of bug. He's supposed to be a flying fish.
You had one job, people. One fucking job. And you...
Can you hear me, Zero?
Oh hey, it's those turtle enemies from Mega Man X1. Isn't that cool?
So they're even more
That they are bringing back enemies from the old games in new and creative ways. And it's totally not just making me want to play Mega Man X1 instead of this. Also, I love how enemies can hurt each other in this game because they're so fucking stupid. Or sometimes they can hurt each other, sometimes they can't. Also, sometimes enemies despawn if you walk too far away from them.
Timber!
Yeah, you would think that thing would start rolling after us, but nope. And here we've got our first mini-boss. A bird on a platform that just spins around and shoots in random directions. I don't get it either.
Yeah, you can even barely see where the hell that thing is.
Yeah. And you can't you can sometimes rotate the camera, but most of the time you can't. Like in this section, where it would be really fucking helpful if you could rotate the camera so you could keep your eye on where the mini-boss is, you can't. Also, the way you rotate the camera is really stupid. Whoa! Okay, controller battery died.
Oh, that's bad.
One moment, folks.
And now you'll get to hear my lovely voice.
You're about to hear a whole bunch of noise as I move all my shit so I can actually reach my controller because I only have one USB extension cable, which I'm using to hook my capture card into my computer, so I apologize for the ruckus you're about to hear.
You've been warned, folks.
Alright, there we go. And the The only way you can tell this thing's taking damage is that it slowly starts falling apart. Just once again, no health bars for mini-bosses. If this is even supposed to be a mini-boss. I can't tell. These things are so frequent in these stages that you can't tell what's a mini-boss and what isn't.
Oh my god.
Ready?
Sadly, no Beepus tonight. Water because my throat's really fucking dry after a 2-hour callback for a play I auditioned for.
How'd that go?
It went well. The director already said she wants to cast me. The callback was just to see which part she wants to cast me as.
Ah.
So what we gotta do here is break all the red things on this wall.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some water of my own.
Alright. Was this stage making you thirsty? Oh, I guess he already left. So, for a game that's really hyping up its team mechanic, I'm noticing there's not really a reason to use teams that much, apart from sections like this. By the way, hello, dragons from Launch Octopus' stage in Mega Man X1. See, if you keep reminding people that X1 exists, it'll make them think they're playing a game that's as good as X1! What makes you thirsty? Tomboy girls with short hair. Oh, Marino from Command Mission. That was close enough.
Ready?
I was thinking like, what's her name? Miyabi from, Senran Kagura. Oh hey, I just rescued Phil. Insert joke about Darkside Phil here. Because I'm too lazy to come up with one on my own. And hey, there's these enemies from X1. Not making the same comment again because I'm getting bored of it myself. Seriously, it's cool to see them in 3D and all, but you know, at this point, it just feels like they ran out of ideas for enemy types. Whoops. Hold on. Something just came unplugged. GG. GG, Haseo. Oh boy. Oh god, spazzing out now. Alright, let's activate the capture device again. There we go. We've got our picture back. What happened was, my USB extension cord came unplugged. Let me just move some stuff some more.
What'd you
Hopefully
break?
not fuck. I accidentally unplugged my capture card and we lost footage of the game.
For that, I'm going to give you a round of applause.
It's okay, it didn't kill me or anything. I paused it before anything bad could happen. It only took me like a minute or two to fix.
That's good. And no, this stage is not getting me thirsty.
I was making a joke because it's the water level. Thankfully, they didn't make it like a traditional Mega Man water level by setting it underwater. Instead, they just set it around water. Could you imagine these shitty controls mixed with low gravity from being underwater?
I hate underwater stages in general. It doesn't matter what game it's in, it's just I hate them in general.
Alright, there goes our second mini-boss.
Ready?
Even the capture card doesn't want to play this low.
Agreed. Mood. Alright, now how do I do... Okay, so... The move I'm going to be using in this fight, that is Splash Warfly's weakness, I have to use while dashing. Oh look, by the bee just touching him, he died. That's how easy it is to kill these Reploids.
Not very good materials,
I'm assuming these are in the Reploid Navy or something, based on their uniforms, so how did they even get this far?
In the Navy.
You can sail the 7 seas!
In the Navy.
I don't know the lyrics to this fucking song!
Made it this far.
I don't think I know either. So screw that shit.
Alright, time for our boss banter with a Splash Warfly.
Don't you think it's
One
about
second, gotta
time
fix
you
something.
made your escape?
Alright.
Idiots! This is all according to plan.
What?
You've turned this into the ideal battlefield for me. Take this!
Sorry about that.
So Splash Warfly is annoying just because he spends most of the fight underwater, and you can't hit him when he's underwater. But he's super easy to take out as Zero just due to the fact that his moves don't run on energy. And they deal more damage than Axel's moves.
Nice.
So there's no reason to ever fight him as Axel.
Over here!
Hiko, I think the phrase you're looking for is "Bees, my god."
No, he was doing the, Wicker Man reference.
No, I know, but even so, I like the whole Batman reference better.
Yeah. Because even as much as I love Nicolas Cage, especially bad Nicolas Cage, that's overplayed
Yeah.
as far as Nicolas Cage memes go. When there's so many other meme-worthy lines from Nicolas Cage throughout his movies. Like, or just meme-worthy things that Nicolas Cage has done in his movies.
Yeah.
Alright, here's our first new weapon that we get for Zero, which is a glaive. That's not a glaive, that's a spear. Now, I've seen glaives appear in multiple bits of geek media, and, like, there's the glaive in Krull, which is, like, basically a death frisbee. And then there's the glaives in Okami, which are swords. And then there's this glaive, which is a fucking spear. What the hell is a glaive? Somebody with a knowledge on old-timey bladed weapons, tell me what a glaive is, so I know how far off they were with this. Alright, what are we upgrading this time? Are we going to decrease the amount damage Zero takes by 1/2? Add another move to his basic sword combo? Or increase the power of recovery items?
Let's go basic power of recovery items.
Alright.
So yeah, I am looking at a picture of a glaive, and it basically looks like a sword, Except except the hilt is extended.
Okay. So basically not what we just saw.
Yeah. To the Google-mobile!
Hiko says it's a pole arm. Yeah, I think that's probably a pole arm. It's not a spear because the tip is too long.
Yeah.
So you said they suddenly changed.
Alright, more fucking exposition.
One day, Red suddenly asked me to hang
You know,
out with the
based on how these conversations are placed, how I imagine it is like, they have a conversation, then they go on a mission, then they come home, then they continue their conversation, then they go on another mission, then they continue their previous conversation. Instead of just having one conversation, they just break it up and just fucking continue it when they get back. And apparently they can harvest DNA data from him, even though that's something that's never brought up again. And that's why he left, or some shit. Alright, time for the one that I know Flame Hyenard was waiting for. Flame Hyenard.
Gee, I didn't expect him to be wanting to see Flame Hyenard.
You're definitely gonna want to have a Twitch window open for this so you can hear how Flame Hyenard never shuts the fuck up during his fight.
I'll definitely have to increase the volume on that, because I want to hear that shit.
Alright, this stage, this is the one that has all the time bombs in it. And a lot of this stage can be skipped by copying these flying enemies, and then just using their glide ability to just be like, fuck you to the whole stage.
I like that big guy. He's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna keep shooting you even though it might not do anything.
Yeah. I hope you lava this stage, says Flame Hyenard. This is the stage I rage quit on when I initially streamed this game. Just because this stage is so fucking frustrating if you don't have some kind of cheat on. By the way, do you want to see the derpiest glide animation in video game history?
Sure, why the hell not?
Let's, there we go. Now, hold on. Shit. Well, that didn't work like I wanted it to! I forgot these guys can't fucking wall jump for some reason! Oh, look at that. It dropped in the background, so I can't pick it up.
God damn it.
This game's even dickish about that.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yes, we're bringing that back for this game. Because fuck you, that's why. Also, just throwing this out there, Zero's hair does not look good in 3D.
No, it doesn't.
Or at least in this kind of 3D.
Yeah.
It looks good in later games like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But here, it just looks like Play-Doh. And you see how assholishly a lot of these Reploids are placed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So it's not just me that thinks that. So I'm not crazy for thinking that. I'm just crazy for all the other reasons.
And what's wrong with that? It's done wonders for me.
Rescued Steve. Damn it, Steve. How'd you get there?
My name is Gary!
Extra life, one of the few extra life pickups in this whole game. And in this stage is one of X's armor capsules, but unlike the previous games, we cannot pick them up without X.
Oh, wow.
So, like, let's say I go down here and actually land in the right spot. I go up to this capsule, it's not going to do anything.
Because it's only for X.
Yeah. Whereas in previous games, whether you had X unlocked, whether you were playing as X or not, you could still get the armor capsule.
Yeah.
It wasn't so fucking picky.
Ready?
Can you hear me, Zero?
Alright, now,
Zero?
this is... Yeah, can you hear me, Zero? This is a good area to show off the derpy glide animation. Alright, now let's glide. Whoa.
Whoa. Congratulations, you died.
Yeah, it's not very useful. But you can skip over huge sections of the level with it. It's not very useful just due to the fact that, it runs out so quickly. And X gets that as an armor ability,
Oh, God.
complete with an even worse animation. In fact, X's armor in this game is called the Glide Armor. So they were really hoping that you like gliding as an ability.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
that's the whole selling point behind this armor set. Killed by a that Reploid got killed by a fucking Metar. How humiliating is that? Oh, and by the way, you swap between, weapons, and this applies for X and Axel as well. Not with L1 and R1 like in the previous games. You do it with the right analog stick.
Oh, God.
This is the first section we played where we can rotate the camera. L1 and R1 are used for rotating the camera. That is so fucked up to me.
Yeah, because we're so used to being the reverse, where it's like the R1 and L1 are the ones to rotate not rotate the camera, but to switch through weapons or shoot, and instead of the analog sticks.
Yeah. I agree with what Yahtzee had to say in, I can't remember which one of his reviews it was, but he said for game developers to stop trying to make the right analog stick do things that doesn't involve just rotating the camera, because it gets all nervous and wheeze all over the place. Hey look, we just rescued some guy.
Some
Named Guy.
Yeah, just go with Guy.
I get the feeling that was probably a reference to Final Fight, considering that some of the Reploids in X6 were named after Capcom characters, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of them in this game were too.
I had no idea these guys even had names.
Yep, they all have their own names, and there's a checklist of them. You have to rescue at least 50% of them to unlock X. Which you're pretty much guaranteed to do on your own without trying to rescue all of them anyway.
Yeah.
And the reason that I labeled this as just an all armor parts run instead of a 100% run is because a 100% run would require me to get all of the upgrade chips, which basically requires... Oh god, here's Flame Hyanard. Basically requires rescuing all the Reploids, which is a crapshoot due to enemy placement. Ah, that voice.
Leonard, you've been diagnosed with a malfunction. You must come with me.
Oh, it's you that's causing my suffering. Then if I tear you to pieces, the pain will stop.
I agree, Percival. They should have just had the Legends team work on this, since they know how to do 3D Mega Man. Obviously, the X team had no idea what they were doing.
I think he'll come quietly.
Warning! Warning!
Alright, now you see the Hyanards that are coming down here? They're fakes. We gotta get up on this giant robot gazelle
Oh,
to fight
God.
the real Hyanard. Which is easier said than done, because wall jumping does not work so well in 3D. Also, how do you tell which Hyanard is the real one? Who knows? Just whichever one takes damage is the real one.
Shut up, Flame Hyanard.
You too.
And he only takes damage when he feels like it.
Oh, God.
Arise. Burn to the ground. Burn to the ground.
Once again, Zero is the best one to use for this fight just because deals a lot of damage and unlimited energy.
Burn to the ground.
You see why this guy became a fucking meme?
Arise.
There. He is dead. Go get the fuck out of here with that get up on the Hydra's back shit. Fucking Kingdom Hearts 2 bullshit. Alright, and in this we get a ground pound that creates a circle of flame. It's actually not a very useful ability because it's the only move that Zero has that uses an energy meter.
Oh, wow. No.
Alright, now time to slowly go through the rescue list.
No, Flame Hyanard, you are dead. Stay dead.
We rescued Matthew and Tim. There are some who call me... Tim? Alright, what are we upgrading this time? We gotta decrease the amount of damage we take, increase the amount of moves in our standard saber combo, or increase our invincibility period after damage.
Let's go with increased invincibility.
Alright. Yes, I know this shit by now, Alia. You don't have to tell me every time I get an upgrade chip. Alright, now... Same things as before, or even longer invincible period after damage.
Let's go with even longer invincibility period.
Just fucking break this game in half.
Yes.
As if we haven't broken it enough already with fucking Rookie Hunter mode. Oh no, I don't want to save over my main save file. No, I want to save over this one. Alright. Next stage is... I actually can't remember who's next. Oh yeah, that's right, we've got another cutscene for more fucking exposition. You know, these are some good poses that they're in for these stills. I just wish these were actually animated instead of just being stills with really ugly, poorly cut out bus shots over top of them.
Yeah.
I devoted myself to data collection. At first, I thought it was to help them, but the scale of their thievery escalated. Soon, I couldn't stand it anymore, so I jumped ship
Like, you could see the fucking green around Axel's spikes where they cut him out from whatever green screen background he was originally in front of. I shit you not, I can actually see that on my TV.
Oh, wow.
Alright, next is... oh yeah, Ride Borsky. You ready for the Ride Chaser stage? Because this one's the fucking worst one in the series!
Oh, God.
Also, this guy's a Transformer.
He certainly looks like one.
He turns into a motorcycle.
Well, gee, I would never have thought of that.
Alright, so there's a bunch of time bombs set on this course, and we've got to pick them all up.
Yeah.
While also picking up Reploids along the way, before time runs out. And the controls are really fucking slippery, and even at your fastest speed, you don't go very fast. And there's no way to turn around.
Yeah. So if you miss...
Luckily, this track is on a loop. So if you miss something, you can just go around and get it again. They were at least kind with that.
Oh, that's nice.
They were not kind with having enemies show up in the same animation as Reploids you need to rescue, and making them the same color as Reploids you need to rescue. So, yeah, they can fuck off for that. Alright, we've got minute 45 until the explosion. So we got plenty of time. This guy's just literally named Black. I mean, I know that some people like to name their kids after colors, but just naming someone Black is pretty lazy.
Yeah, and it can lead to a lot of bullying.
Yeah. Then again, we don't know what Reploid society is like, so...
That'd be an interesting thing that they would, if they would ever reveal, like, the whole, like, why are some Reploids designed to look like animals?
Yeah, that's something I want to see covered. Alright, I've got one bomb remaining. It's one that I've already passed. So I'm just gonna fucking speed through here. This is gonna be cutting it pretty close. And I missed that Reploid, but oh well. Good thing this ain't 100% run.
Bon voyage.
Onimusha's getting a remake. I hadn't heard of that. That's interesting.
Road attackers.
Alright, now apparently this is a reference to... The Road Attackers are apparently the name of the guys that you fought on Central Highway in Mega Man X1 or some shit like that. I read that on TV Tropes, so, you know, anyone can edit that, so
Yeah.
it might not be true.
Most likely isn't.
You'll get it for this.
Oh, so you must be the Road Riders then.
But if it is a, reference to Mega Man X1, that's once again reminding me of a better game I could be playing instead of this. Get used to hearing that holy moly! Because he says that every time he gets hit with his weakness.
Oh, wow.
Alright, now let's switch to Axel because Zero's run out of energy. That's right, I'm actually using Axel for once. Who would have thunk?
Holy moly!
Also, sometimes he gets hit twice by it for some reason. I don't know why. I don't really care. It makes the fight go by quicker.
Yeah.
Alright. Out of ammo. Let's just finish him off the old-fashioned way. Yes, I'm definitely gonna switch to Axel before fighting Vanishing Gungaroo. Just so you can hear Axel's voice actor talking to Axel's voice actor, but with a cold. And here we get a move that is good in 2D, but absolutely fucking worthless in 3D.
Tell me, Haseo, do you think we've broken this game enough yet?
No, I don't think we have. Alright, let's see. We rescued Dane, Vanny, Dolph, Black, Rudy, Rock, Mario, Joey,
Mario!
Sid, Scott, Rob, Elton, Kato, Luke, and Tanaka.
You missed one.
Yeah, I know I missed one.
No, I'm curious to see, like, who... What was the name of the...
I can't remember the name of the one I missed, but it's because I got that last bomb.
Yeah.
The stage ends as soon as you pick up that last bomb. So what are we doing this time? Are we decreasing damage by 1/2, increasing our saber combo, or increasing critical attack power?
Increasing critical attack power, what else?
Alright. And now, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna decrease damage or increase our combo?
Decrease damage.
Poor Axel's so underpowered.
You almost feel sorry for the guy.
Not really. Not in this game. Maybe in X8. But, not this one.
Well, I said almost. Never said...
Alright, let's go back to the stage select and see more story shit. Ooh, now we get to see some stuff with Red.
You're something else.
Who goes there? Show yourself.
Don't you find the Maverick Hunter?
Gee, I wonder who this mysterious guy could be.
Nah, I mean, it couldn't be Sigma, could it?
Maverick hunters? Well, sure.
Hey, look, he's right fucking there! They didn't even try to hide him!
We'll do as we please, hunters or no.
They didn't even try to hide him, but they still tried to hide his identity by not saying his name!
Yeah, right.
What the fuck? Alright, now we've unlocked X. This is the cutscene that plays when you unlock X. So, let's enjoy this.
But it's causing a lot of damage. Is there nothing that can be done?
Not much. Even Zero has his limits. Axel is doing good work, but he's still a child. We can't expect much more with their present abilities.
Aw, shit, what's he gonna do? Is he finally gonna get off his ass and fucking do something? Instead of just sit there and whine? Yes, he is! Hallelujah!
Okay, do as you please.
I love how Zero's just like, fine, whatever. They're supposed to be best friends, but Zero just doesn't give a shit.
How it's done.
Alright, now, before I go to the next stage, let's go back to Soldier Stone Kong stage and get one of the armor upgrades for X. I'm gonna permanently have X and Zero on my team, and fuck Axel. Never playing as Axel again!
Unless you're using him against Gungaroo.
Ready?
Yeah, unless I'm against Gungaroo. Just for the hilarity of how bad the voice acting is. Now look at how much more effective this charge shot is.
Yeah.
And it has lock-on properties.
Can you hear me,
Still takes too many charge shots to take down basic enemies, but still.
Yeah.
It's an improvement over fucking 8 charge shots to take down one of these guys, as opposed to just 4.
Yeah.
Now, the downside is, since this whole game we've been collecting Reploids that have been upgrading Zero and Axel, X still has base level health and energy.
Bye.
So, part of the reason I'm going to be keeping him with me on my team for a lot of this is just so I can upgrade him.
That makes perfect
Because
sense.
otherwise, he's going to be too underpowered.
Ah.
And look, his shots pass through stuff now! Just like in the old games. Oh my god, I never thought I would be happy to see that again. But after playing X5 and X6, I forgot how much that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets an air dash as a default ability now. So no more having to get armor upgrades to get that same ability over and over again.
Yeah, it finally sticks, I guess.
Yep. About fucking time. That's one thing that this game did right.
Can you hear me, Can you hear
One thing out of like 50 things it did wrong. That's something, right?
Yeah. Not much, but hey, it's something.
It still deserves credit. I mean, not enough to pass, but still deserves credit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get our first armor part. By the way, Dr. Light, no voice actor in this game. He's the only person that doesn't talk! I love this. Take these, my dear X, take these speed pots. With these you can glide. But you must use them only to do good. Promise me. Dr. Light apparently thinks that someone can use gliding for evil.
Well, I mean, you know, you could probably glide from one building to another to break in, steal money from a safe or something like that, maybe.
Well, yeah, but he says that about every armor part that you get in this game. He's like, you gotta promise that you won't use it for evil.
Like, I would think at this point, X...
I mean, for the buster parts, I can understand, because that's powering up your weaponry. But a fucking glide, come on!
Yeah.
By the way, look at this glide. If I can ever get up here.
Nope.
What's that? Okay, there's an EX tank up there, so... Let's get that, even though I won't need it. Look at this. Whoa.
Wow.
There's no weight to it whatsoever. It's awful. There's no thrusters or anything. He just sticks his arms out and floats.
Fighting for evil. My presidential campaign slogan. Nice one, he killed.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Ready?
Why vote for the lesser of two evils? Vote for the one that outright says he's going to use his gliding ability for evil.
Yeah, why the hell not?
And that's all the political humor I'm gonna go into here.
We don't know how many,
Because I do not want to fracture things any further.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, save. Yes, Aelia, I want to save. If I choose save, that means I want to save.
Are you sure? Because maybe you might have hit the save button by accident.
I mean, putting no on overwrite by default, I understand that.
Yeah. How rushed was this game?
How rushed was it? This game didn't come out until... Like, X6 was, 2001. X7 was, I think, 2003?
Oh, wow.
So there was a decent amount of time between it. Like, this was PS2, so, enough time for them to develop stuff for a whole new console.
Yeah.
And this was post-Battle Network. Well, post-Battle Network debut. Obviously, this wasn't before the Battle Network series concluded.
Yeah.
Let's also get the armor part from this stage.
Ready?
Can you hear me, X?
Because why the hell not? Can you hear me, X? It's not like you can shut me up or anything. You will hear me.
Can you hear me, X?
Can you hear me, X?
They do a similar thing in X8, but they handle it better just by not having her say the exact same line every time. I will at least credit X. I'm not getting too far into my thoughts on X8 now, because I want to save that for when I do the X8 stream.
Yeah.
But I will say I like how they handled navigators better in X8. Even going with the option to let you do a stage without a navigator at all. So if you don't want to have someone talking to you every few fucking minutes, you can do that. I can't believe I'm praising something that was already a standard feature of games before X5, but...
Why the hell not?
I mean, after X6 and X7 got it so wrong, with X6's stuff just being useless information, and X7's stuff being, you know, can you hear me? Axel, can you hear me? Zero, can you hear me? X? Every few seconds. Credit where credit is due.
Yeah, right.
Also, it helps that the voice acting is much better in X8. The best voice acting that the series has had. Alright, here's the Buster part.
Stupid question, but do you think at any point in the future? You think they'll ever revamp the old games in the newer with newer graphics? Do you think they even
tried that with? They tried that with Maverick Hunter X, and I liked what it did. I liked the idea behind it. I liked the direction it was going in. But seeing how that was a financial flop, although that was more due to the fact that it was a PSP exclusive than anything else.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom was hesitant to revisit that idea.
Be a shame.
Yeah, Maverick Hunter X Maverick Hunter X actually ended up screwing over the old X collection, in some ways.
Oh, wow.
Because, here's a bit of trivia for you, just to show that Capcom has been kind of scummy for a while. They just vary in levels of scumminess from time to time. With the original X collection, part of their plan was to redub Mega Man X4, and I've also read conflicting reports that they were going to dub X5 and X6. And some say that they weren't going to, and that they were also going to fix some of the issues that X6 had with its controls, like especially with some of Zero's moves having really bad inputs. But Capcom ordered the team who were working on it after they had already completed a lot of these things to take all that shit out, because they said, hey, we're rebooting Mega Man X anyway with Maverick Hunter X, so we're gonna be doing all this shit all over again anyway. We want to focus on this new series that we're not even telling anybody is gonna be a new series. So, take all that stuff out of the collection that would make it worth buying, and, just leave them exactly the same as they were on their original releases.
Oh, yeah.
Except slightly worse. Anyways, next up is Snipe Anteater.
It looks more like a cannon anteater.
Can you hear me?
This is also another stage that has a part of X's armor in it. And this is a stage that was clearly designed with Axel in mind, but you can play through it without Axel. See, what they want you to do is copy the samurai Reploids so you can get through these orange barriers. There is no reason to do that. Unless you want to get all the Reploids. I'm not worried about that right now. Now that I've got X unlocked, I'm not worried about that.
Because you're just going for armor pieces, not 100%.
Yeah.
Ready? Can you hear me?
And now we got gravity fuckery. Because, you know, gravity fuckery plus 3D is always good.
Yeah, right?
Also, these samurai enemies can only be damaged from the back. Game doesn't tell you that, it just expects you to know. That's gonna be a thing I say a lot in this stream. The game doesn't tell you that, it just expects you to know. Alright, health upgrade for X, that's very needed. Fuck. I'm trying to remember where to go next. Here. No, not here. It's annoying because every time you jump, it triggers the gravity to switch. There we go. Oh, and by the way, double tapping to dash still works, even though we have moved past 2D gaming and are now in the era of 3D.
Oh, yeah.
There is literally no reason you would ever want to use that in this game in particular, but hey, they left it in because why not leave in something that screws you over?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yes. Take out the things that help you, leave in the things that screw you over.
Because that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Alright, there's the armor capsule over there. I'm trying to remember how to get over there. Exactly. This game makes shooting not fun because you just want to skip all the enemies. I agree with what Percival had to say there.
Yeah, so
100%. There we go. Here I get... Never imagined I'd meet you here. How did you hide an armor capsule in cyberspace? What kind of fuckery is this, Dr. Light?
Well, you know, this is probably near the end of his life. He was probably suffering from Alzheimer's.
Alright, and what these are the worst head parts in the whole series. Okay? I'm just saying that right here, because, let's go over what the head parts for other armors did, okay? Well, when the head parts had separate functions from the armor itself. So, not counting X5 and X6. Mega Man X1, the head parts let you break through breakable blocks with your head, which was required to get another armor piece.
Yeah.
Not too useful, but it has its specific purpose. Mega Man X2, it, I'm trying to remember what that one even did in X2. I think it, decreased weapon consumption or something like that. I can't remember. X2's kind of becoming a blur to me.
Yeah.
X3, it created a map of the entire stage that appeared when you first teleported into a stage, so you could see where all the hidden items were.
That makes perfect sense.
X4, unlimited weapon energy. This game, it allows you to attract items to you from slightly further away.
Oh, splendid. Even
So basically, it gives you the power of telekinesis.
It's more like a magnet.
Yeah.
Like a very weak magnet.
Yeah.
He even says, although weak, it allows you to attract items to you from farther away.
Let me ask you, how long has this madness been going? The annals of history contain endless records of war. The madness will never end.
You're wrong.
Getting all fucking faux philosophical in here with this bullshit.
You can't build a utopia on top of the graves of rebels like myself.
But even so, I must follow my beliefs.
I love this conversation right here, because it has fuck all to do with everything that happens in the game. All this talk about beliefs and utopia and all this shit. I'm like, that has nothing to do with what this game's about. Alright, he's weak to the spiky wheel of doom, which you can only have one of at a time on screen.
Oh god, that's stupid.
Yep. And he has a really long invincibility period compared to the other bosses, making him even more annoying.
Go get him! Army!
You know what? Switch to Zero. Because Zero's doesn't require energy, like I said for a lot of his moves. His has a much smaller hitbox, because it's meant for 2D areas. But hey, if they didn't think it through, then that's not my fault.
Exactly.
Also, some of the bosses in this game have an annoying tendency to call in support. Like you see here with him shooting out all those drones.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to do a no-hit run of this game. Alright, and Zero gets a guided arrow of light that he uses as an aerial attack. I love this little back and forth that Flame Hyanard and Percival are having in the chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Keep it up, guys. You're really entertaining me. Alright, Zero's really powered up right now, so should we continue powering him up, or should we give some power-ups to X?
Let's give some to X. He deserves it.
Yeah, because he's not Axel.
Exactly.
Alright, now, increase attack power, rapid fire, or increase power of recovery items.
Increase attack power.
Alright. Yes, we're gonna save. Yes, we're gonna save! The next stage we're about to do is so bad, because, you know that problem I talked about with depth perception?
Yeah.
It's gonna be our main enemy in this stage. Not even the enemies are going to be our main enemy, it's just depth perception itself.
Oh, God.
By the way, this still totally isn't Sigma, guys! We have no idea who it could be! It's not like they're literally showing him to us right here.
Yeah.
Without him, we wouldn't work half as fast.
Capcom, if you want to try and keep him hidden, give him a hood, or a mask, or something! Don't just show his face!
On my little idea.
Yeah, make him go back to the whole Reaper thing he did back at X4, I think.
Yeah. X4 with the Reaper thing, at least he kept his identity hidden.
Yeah.
And they kept him in the shadows and didn't show his whole fucking face!
Though you knew it was, You knew
it was him just because, you know, you expect it.
Yeah.
By this point. And because they still did a pretty shitty job hiding him.
Yeah.
But they still did a better job than this! Alright, next up, Wind Crowrang. Yes, I will Axel again for Gungaroo. But I'm not doing Gungaroo next. I need to take on, Crowrang first to get Gungaroo's weakness. Now look at this fucking stage here. Do you see why depth perception is going to be our main enemy?
Oh, I can see perfectly well.
I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife. As my old middle school art teacher used to say all the fucking time. Also, there's high winds in this stage that fuck with you.
Oh, lovely.
It's like everything in this stage is just fucking with you. By the way, this Buster upgrade, we don't get a 3rd level shot like we did in a lot of the earlier games. But on the upside, it increases the amount of damage that our Buster does. And adds these 2 little tiny homing shots to it. Dr. Light doesn't tell you that, he just tells you that it allows you to charge special weapons. So, the glide is going to be very helpful in this stage, just because it lets me skip over most of it.
Wait.
As you can see. Just get a good view of that shitty glide animation. I love how they didn't even... There's obviously boosters on the bottom of his feet. But they couldn't add little jets of flame to it. No. Just have him fucking floating through the sky.
Did you have a nice fall?
Yeah. Yes, I did. You know what I almost want to do? If I ever get bored enough to actually follow through with this? Record some footage of X gliding. By the way, I did not mean to air dash. It registered me pushing on the analog stick as me double tapping to dash.
Because what the fuck not?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yep.
What I want to do is get some footage of X gliding and set it to a soundtrack from the one of the Powdered Toast Man episodes of Ren and Stimpy, with Powdered Toast Man flying. Just because I imagine that, like, cheesy 1960s era whooshing sound that they played in that Powdered Toast Man was a parody of those kind of cartoons from, like, Hanna-Barbera, like Space Ghost and Birdman and all that. I imagine that's the kind of sound that would accompany this glide. Since there's no jets or anything.
Nope.
I mean, for crimini's sake, even Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast could add jets to Shadow's shoes in the one cutscene that he uses them to hover in.
Right.
And that was 2 years before this game came out. Depth perception, I'm trying to get that heart tank. Trying to get that damn heart tank and the dash and it spawned me right on the tip of the wing. It's just trying to fuck with me now.
When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his medal and get that torn apart.
Alright, I think I got it. I can't tell. Because this is it. You want to know another stupid thing about this game that shows how lazily it was designed?
What?
When you pick up heart tanks in previous games, they played a special sound effect to let you know that you picked them up, right?
Right.
And on the Super Nintendo games, they even paused the game for a bit to show your health meter increasing.
Okay.
In this one, they're completely silent.
Oh, God.
So you just have to casually notice that your health meter got longer.
Can you hear me, Ed?
So this is our mini-boss here, a laser turret. Sorry, 2 laser turrets. Yeah, I'm switching to 0 for this. What are hitboxes? What the hell are hitboxes? So you have to hit it actually on the cannon itself in order for it to count as a hit. You can't just hit the turret. You have to hit the actual place where the beam comes out.
Oh, God.
It's that kind of game. Because, of course, in a game where you can't properly aim your shots, make it so you have to hit very specific places in order to damage things.
I can definitely confirm when I get my hands on the Legacy Collection myself, I'm just gonna play 1 through 5, and I don't even think I'm gonna even bother to touch 6 through 8.
8's still worth playing just because it fixes so many problems that 6 and 7 had. It still has its own problems without going too much into detail about them. It still, in my opinion, it still does a lot of things wrong. But it's a gigantic step up compared to what came before it.
Well, we'll find out when we see your stream of Mega Man X8.
Yep. Plus, it redeems Axel as a character.
Well, I mean, there's always that.
And it makes him fun to play and doesn't just make him a clone of X, but worse in every way.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of unlockables in it. So it's got plenty of replay value too. Which is something that I can't say for a lot of the X games outside of... Like, a lot of the replay value for the X games comes from self-imposed challenges.
Yeah.
Whereas, X8 rather, has multiple difficulties, each with their own endings. And, unlockables depending on, like, what characters you play as the most, and what characters you upgrade the most, and what navigators you use the most. So, it's got a lot of replay value to it, just for the amount of shit there is in it.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, by a long shot. But we'll get more into that when I get there.
Yeah.
And this is also the last stage to have an armor piece in it, I believe. It's either this one or Vanishing Gungaroo. Alright, let's rescue Silver. God, that name brings back horrible memories. It's no use! Take this! It's no use! This will end it! Here we go. It's right here.
Excellent.
Yes, there are a lot of stock sound effects in this game, Percival. Alright, so they're not body parts, they're custom parts. And all they do is allow me to activate the Giga Crash, which is a screen nuke ability in this game. And you activate it by pressing both of the camera rotate buttons! Why? I don't know.
Because fuck you, that's why.
The R2 button isn't even used in this game, so... I mean, they had a button... The R2 button is what would... The Giga Attack was mapped to for, the previous games, and hell, that's what's mapped to for Zero's Giga Attack in this game. Which is that flame move. But for X, no, he's gotta do this. And look at how unimpressive it is.
Yeah, nah.
That's a huge step down from stuff like the Giga Crash from X2 and the Nova Strike from X4.
in my opinion, the best game that ever, not Mega Man wise, but game wise in general. I think the best game that did it with the whole screen nuking thing was Jak 3 with the Peacekeepers final weapon form, which was literally
hell yeah,
was literally a nuke.
By the way, I love Wind Crowrang just because of how disproportionately tiny his wings are compared to the rest of his body.
Yeah.
He's got such a chunky body, and he's got these stubby little wings.
How the hell is he keeping afloat then?
I don't know.
Just stand there peacefully while I erase both you and your silly ideals.
And apparently he just dropped shit everywhere in that last cutscene.
I saw that too.
Hold on. These icons are just not specific enough for me to figure out what I'm picking. So I keep going to the, you're gonna notice that a lot of times I just go to the start menu instead to select stuff. By the way, X's charge shot is so powerful in this game that it deals just as much damage as a boss's weakness. So that's why you see me using X a lot in this game once I unlock him rather than Axel.
Yeah.
But I've got to use Axel now just for the sake of the cutscene that plays before Vanishing Gungaroo. And we get Wind Cutter, which is a boomerang. And Zero also gets a new weapon, which is a pair of kunai. And that's going to be a thing that continues on into Mega Man X8 and the Zero series, with him getting new weapons, in addition to new abilities. Alright, we got 2 upgrade chips. Are we going to use them both on Zero, both on X, or are we going to split them up?
Let's put one on X. Actually, both on X, because he needs it.
Alright. Alright. Increases attack power, rapid fire, or recovery item effectiveness.
Rapid fire and recovery effectiveness.
Alright. Yes, I know how this shit works by now, Aelia! She sure doesn't care what Aelia's me. See, that was like a pun, only shit.
Yes, like all your puns.
Yep.
One of these days, I think you're gonna get punished.
Oh god, I need to show you, there's this old Archie Sonic comic that I've got in my collection that, ends with this, like, completely unrelated storyline that takes place following this, like, aquatic freedom fighter set.
Okay.
And this was 90s Archie Sonic comics, so before it got real serious. And it's just all fish puns. It's just all fucking fish puns. Like, the way they punish the villain is they send him through the coral reef, which is a reef where there's a chorus singing "That's Amore." But they're singing about moray eels. And the villain even says, "This is a cruel and unusual punishment." I read that, I was like, what the fuck is even the point of this? It has nothing to do with the story.
Work, he'll never come back. We've set him free. And as for our power, we have quite enough. I thank you truly, but we already are undefeatable.
By the way, this guy's still totally not Sigma.
Mysterious figure.
Yep. Apparently, he's got the nickname The Professor.
What's that supposed to mean?
Or at least Red calls him The Professor when he refers to him. But, I don't know why. He doesn't say anything about science.
We've had enough of this. We won't search for him for you. And we won't attack any more innocent Reploids.
I don't know, maybe he professes things.
Flame Hyanard, if I can find the issue that it's in, I'll let you know. Because I can't remember which specific one it is, but it's one of the ones from the 90s. Like, early to mid-90s.
What's wrong, guys? What are you doing? You! What have you done to my pal?
Oh, consider it payment for the...
What? They're not even trying to hide his face now! He's not even in shadow!
If you don't follow my orders, they'll never...
Seriously, this bugs me so much because, like, X4 handled it badly, yeah, but handled it better than this!
Yeah. Like, honestly, what they should have done was just kind of keep a majority of his face in shadow, but then just, like, keep one eye. Just right fucking there.
By the way, you can either choose to play as X with nothing equipped, or you can play as X with all of the armor equipped now. Alright, Vanishing Gungaroo. This is another one where you're going to want to have a Twitch window open, Lord Megatron. Just so you can hear the shit for yourself.
Yeah.
But that's not for a while, because this is a tediously long stage. And it's also the only stage in the whole game where we get ride armor, and it's not satisfying to use. Because you can't just punch shit to death anymore. It's all guns and missiles.
Ay-ay-ay.
So congratulations, X7. You even made ride armor not fun to use. Also, you have to stand in very specific spots in order to get these doors to open to let you go to the next part of the stage. It does not tell you where to stand. It just has a very specific trigger spot for some reason.
Can you hear me, X?
Oh, and we got a second type of riot armor that we can use that's also only in this stage.
And what exactly is
and it is utterly ridiculous.
What's the difference between it? What's the ridiculous part?
It's basically a spider. Like it's somewhere around here. Oh yeah, that's how you jump out of it. You press L2 instead of up and jump. There we go. There's the other ride armor. This is the one that punches shit, the fucking spider armor. Look at this fucking thing! It's got a drill for a hand! Just... I just can't take this fucking thing seriously, it looks so stupid!
Oh gosh. The itsy bitsy spider just got an upgrade.
And you can use this for the whole rest of the stage, pretty much.
Nice.
If you really wanted to, you could use this for the entire stage. Except for the fight with Vanishing Gungaroo, because... Here's the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this for you. Gungaroo uses ride armor in his fight, okay?
Okay.
But they don't let you bring your own ride armor into the fight.
That's bull.
Yeah, and the ride armor has its own health meter. So you have to empty that first, and then you can fight Gungaroo.
Yeah, actually, I've seen...
So it's basically 2 fights in 1.
You have to deal with the same kind of problem in Overwatch with D.Va players, because the fact is her mech has a separate health count, and then once the mech's health runs out, the mech is destroyed, then you have to...
Well, yeah, but I'm a D.Va main,
Yeah.
so I at least know that D.Va is squishy as fuck.
Yeah.
And she can't deal much damage without her mech.
Right.
But Gungaroo's even more dangerous without his ride armor.
Oh, lovely.
And once he's out of his ride armor, he never stops talking. He goes right. This does look like one of the bosses from Mega Man Legends 2. One of the things that Tron built. The one you fight in the village. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called because Tron gives all of her well, all the Bonds give their mechs German names. So good luck remembering those if you don't speak German.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yeah, sprechen Sie Deutsch.
No hablo español porque tengo un vaso de agua. By the way, I think the right armor is invincible.
Care to test that for theory?
The fact that I've taken several shots from both rooms and it still hasn't been destroyed yet, but instead I'm just taking damage.
Yeah.
So this right armor is objectively better than the right armors from X1 through 6. Alright, now I'm going to switch to Axel real quick, because right after you clear out this section, you go straight to the boss fight.
Okay.
And I want to be Axel when the boss fight starts, so we can have that dialogue, so you can hear how shitty the voices are. Alright, what we gotta do here is destroy all the right armors. It doesn't give us a counter until we're almost done.
Ay, ay, ay.
So good luck! Luckily, they marked them all with a big target marker.
Because you would never have guessed they were the target.
Well, you never would've, because they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
This is the only time in the whole game where you have to kill all the enemies in order to proceed.
Oh, wow.
There we go, we've got our counter now. And the other enemies just respawn infinitely. It's only the right armors that count towards that counter. There's a heart tank in there too, yeah. And I'm using Rookie Hunter mode just because fuck playing this game normally. This game's too shitty to deserve that.
How do you figure, Axel?
Here we go. Ah, this is gonna be great.
Who'd have thought I'd turn out stronger than you? I'm not the kid you used to know. But you're acting like a kid right now. Don't call me a kid. I ain't that no more. If you keep misbehaving, you won't get your snack.
Like I said, need I say more? Need I say any fucking more about this voice acting?
Nah.
Oh, there is a ride armor here. They brought a ride armor especially for us. Okay. I take back what I said before. Okay, I can't tell what these icons mean, so... He keeps making his own sound effects. That's what he does when I say he never shuts up once he gets out of his armor. He makes his own fucking sound effects.
Oh, God.
That's right. I agree with Percival. Axel in this game is still acting more like OG Dante than Dante from DMC Devil May Cry. More on that one whenever the hell I get to reviewing that. I'm still stuck with massive writer's block for the Devil May Cry 4 script.
Oh boy.
So that's what's keeping that one in production hell for so long. Beat him up. Oh, too late for me to beat him up in the ride armor. Alright. And our last weapon we get is... it's just called Explosion.
Explosion!
That's the least creative name for a Mega Man weapon ever. And now I never have to use Axel again.
Good.
Thank fucking Christ.
Fuck Axel.
Fuck Axel so much. X7 Axel. X8 Axel is good. I'm seeing references to both Konosuba and Legend of Dragoon in the chat. I like the way this is going. Let's see. Should we power up X, or should we power up X and not give anything to Axel? The answer is we're going to power up X and not give anything to Axel.
Exactly. Now I'm going to let you choose this time, since I've been choosing all stream.
Alright. Let's increase his attack power. That's going to be our final upgrade for the stream. Because I'm not replaying any more of these stages.
Good.
Instead, we are going after Red.
After Red, Sigma.
Yep. What makes you think we're gonna fight Sigma in this game?
Call it a hunch.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? It could end on a cliffhanger.
Call it a hunch.
Alright. Go to... Yes, I want to go to the damn stage select, Alia.
Okay, everybody. That's point RD-1866, the location of Red Alert's base. But why has it suddenly shown up on our radar screens? It's as if they wanted us to find it.
Well, duh. The agreement was you would fight them. So, they need you to know where they... Why is this strange? They want you to know where they are so you can fight.
Everybody, let's go. Let's get this fight over and done
That's what... Did they forget what all this was about? Oh god, just fucking stick models on top of models. Who cares if it blocks everything and, like, looks fucking terrible?
Got it. You do as you please. Let's get moving. Ready, Axel?
Ready, Axel? No, we are not bringing Axel with us.
Fuck Axel.
Just hold out a little more, Red. I'll be there to put an end to this.
Alright, first, we've got to go on the road to Red's Palace. But first, let's fix up our team. Glide armor and Zero. There we go. Not Axel. Never again. Oh, hey, it's the thing from Armored Armadillo stage in Mega Man X1, because we haven't seen enough shit from X1 already. Seriously, if you want to remind me of X1, I'll just play X1 or I'll play Maverick Hunter X instead of this.
Exactly.
Also, this is our main threat for the stage, and it's also our boss for the stage.
Oh god.
This whole stage, we're just running away from this thing.
Then you have to attack it when it finally decides to stop chasing.
Yes. No idea why we can't fight it before then. It just suddenly decides that we can fight it. Oh yeah, I forgot. The answer is because fuck you, that's why.
Exactly.
Ready?
Alright, and here we've got the same thing, but from an even more obnoxious angle. Don't you just love running away from stuff when you can't see what's coming ahead of you?
You have to deal with that in the Crash Bandicoot games, so...
Yeah, but they at least angled it so you could see shit better.
Right.
Like, this was... Like... Again, 2003, 3D gaming had been well established at this point.
Yeah.
And you would get the idea from playing this that the team who made this had never played, let alone looked at footage of a 3D game in their lives.
It certainly seems that way.
Because these are just... They're not even beginner's mistakes, because this is stuff that even early 3D games figured out.
Yeah.
Like the first Crash Bandicoot game figured this shit out. Super Mario 64 knew better than to do this.
It's like, what's the point?
Now I'm just stuck in a fucking loop of death. Oh, Christ. This stage is so boring!
Boring, it's so boring, it's so boring. Get to the show.
Hey. I'm just gliding to mildly entertain myself with how shitty the glide animation is. Oh, it's not even an animation, it's just a pose.
Yeah.
How shitty the glide pose is. That's the only thing I can do to mildly entertain myself in this stage, because everything else is so monotonous. Can I actually fight here? Yes, I can!
The fuck is that thing going? Oh, there it is.
And there it goes. Hello? Are you coming back? There you go.
And it just drills itself into oblivion.
Yep. Alright.
Are you
save?
sure you want to save
Yes.
the game?
Yes, I am fucking sure! I don't want to play that again!
Are you sure you don't want to play that again?
Get the fuck out of here. No, don't get the fuck out of here. Don't get the fuck out of here. I can't handle this on my own. Alright. Now that the Palace Road has been taken care of. Oh, hey. That's just fucking Sigma's face on there. They're not even trying to hide that Sigma's the villain.
No, they're not.
I mean, they were trying to hide it before, but
now they
kind of half-assedly. But now it's just God. Aye. Even the bats that used to die in one hit in the previous X games take multiple hits to kill now.
Doesn't it?
Like, I may complain about damage scaling in X3 being its main issue, with you taking too much damage and enemies taking
not enough.
Too many hits to kill, but at least... Oh, by the way, this is the only stage in the whole game where you ever need to duck. I didn't even remember that ducking was a thing in this game until now.
Yeah, because I'm just like, wait, something's off there.
I love how it just he ducked that's such a half-ass duck that watch it clips through his head. It clips through his head. That shit.
It's so slow too. Like, that is...
Everything about this is just jank.
It's like this thing just is like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna fall very slowly. Give me enough time to. There you go. There you go. There you go.
It's not even a fucking threat.
Nope.
It's just there to waste your time. Alright, that pointless section is done. So now it's time to fight Red.
Rolling around at the speed of sloth.
Yeah. Wish I had places to go, but I'm going at a snail's pace. Don't you start that long time no see shit. That's Sonic's thing. Thanks to the Professor, who is definitely not Sigma. I have no idea how I don't know it's Sigma, considering that Sigma is the most wanted criminal in this entire world, but somehow I am, despite me being a bounty hunter, I don't know who Sigma is.
I have no idea. Probably closer than we think.
Gotcha. I'll be on my guard.
Red, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, I know you didn't come here just to talk. Shall we get things started?
Oh, really, Flame Red? I don't think we could ever have guessed.
Yeah, I saw it earlier, I just didn't comment on it. Alright, and Red, he just teleports around the stage, creates clones of himself. Yada yada. This is a very boring fight. Don't you fall asleep on me! I can't even remember what his weakness is, so I'm not gonna bother with it. And sometimes he's invincible, sometimes he isn't. It doesn't do a good job of displaying when he is invincible. Like, you can tell from this stage layout, they want you to use Axel here. But again, no reason to once you've unlocked X.
Exactly.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to use the Giga attack. Look at how little damage that did to him. Alright, where is he now? See, this is a pain in the ass, because the camera is angled slightly downward, so it doesn't give you a good view of the whole arena. Which makes tracking him, like I said, a pain in the ass. Oh, he's all the way over there. No way I'm gonna be able to hit him there. There we go. He's dead. But the game's not over yet, because why would it be over yet without fucking Sigma inserting himself in here, even though he has no relevance to the plot?
None whatsoever.
I set it to self-destruct. In case of an emergency.
I can't help but anytime I see this cutscene where it says, I set it to self-destruct, the way they wrote Herc, I keep imagining, from Red vs. Blue, anytime early in the series that someone would die, they would always say, as their last words, Herc! Bleh!
Axel, he's right. It's my time.
Oh, and suddenly Red's redeemed for some reason. We're supposed to care that he's sacrificing himself, but I don't, because he's just been an asshole this whole time.
Yeah.
Show, don't tell. If the exposition is a problem for me, because they just tell us why we should care, instead of showing us how Axel is affected by these things.
Exactly.
I get that this game was on a low budget, because Capcom never gave Mega Man games high budgets to begin with. But, like, at some point, you've gotta be like, okay, we can probably use some we can probably spare some money for, cutscenes that show Axel's time during Red Alert, as opposed to, just having him describe what being in Red Alert was like. That might get me to care more about Axel as a character. Also, giving him a better voice actor might get me to care more.
Yeah.
Which they did do in X8. I don't know who voices him in X8, because I'm not that familiar with the Blue Water cast. X8, Command Mission, and Maverick Hunter X were all dubbed by Blue Water, which, from what I understand, is basically Ocean's B team. So they're not as well known as a lot of the Ocean voice actors. So you're not gonna see like Scott McNeil and fuck, his name's escaping me. Ian James Corlett in these. but they're still great.
Yeah.
But I'm just not that familiar with a lot of the Blue Water voice actors, apart from Lucas Gilbertson, because he's just such an entertaining person to follow on social media. And he's really active in the Mega Man fan community.
Nice.
Like, he knows that most of his fans came from his performance as Zero in X8, Command Mission, and Maverick Hunter X. And he has embraced it. And I really applaud him for that.
Nice.
You know what I especially love about him?
What?
Apart from the fact that he's done some fan dubs of Mega Man X4 cutscenes and done some parody animations of Mega Man, which he's unfortunately taken off of his YouTube channel for some reason. The fact that he apparently said that if given the chance... Now, this is highly unlikely because this is such an obscure character.
Yeah.
He would love to voice Green Biker Dude from Mega Man X2. Do you know who Green Biker Dude is?
I remember him.
The guy from the intro to Mega Man X2 that's riding the Ride Chaser who pops a wheelie and then gets shot to death. He wants to voice that guy. Because Green Biker Dude has become basically a meme god in the Mega Man X fan community. Just because his last thing he did before death was pop a wheelie. For no reason.
Because why the hell not?
Yeah.
Rest in piss, forever miss.
Yes. As the great, technically the great Lurak said that, not the great Joel. It was just Joel reading what one of Lurak's viruses said.
Ready?
Alright, time for the boss rush. And this time, they're not color-coded or anything. They're just randomly laid out all over the place. So it's kind of hard to figure out which one's which. Or at least it is for me, because I'm a fucking idiot. Holy... Get ready for more holy molies.
Yeah.
Also, the health bars are longer here.
Yeah, lovely.
Because this is the lead up to the final battle. So we've got to artificially extend this for as much as we can.
Because we really enjoyed facing these bosses earlier.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the game. Because it didn't involve Axel. I especially liked fighting Flame Hallionard. Because, you know, he was a man of few words. Very soft-spoken. And I can't wait to fight him again. Look, there's no fucking rhyme or reason to where these are placed. They're just peppered all over the room.
Just because.
Which makes tracking them down a pain in the ass. Alright, Gungaroo. No right armor to help us this time. Alright, now let's switch to... I think this is the weapon Yeah, this is it. Listen to him make his annoying little sound effects that I don't have to hear. Because once again, my volume's turned down. You guys, however, that are watching, have to endure this shit. Speaking of haha, did you know that there's a karaoke version of the Simpsons theme on YouTube?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wish I could play that on stream, but I know I would get content ID'd so fucking quick. But, literally all it is, the only lyrics are, The Simpsons!
Exactly.
And then the rest is just the music. And they went ahead and made a karaoke track for it.
Because why the fuck not?
Let's switch to Zero, because X is taking too much damage here. Oh yeah, that's right. Zero's got to switch to, these things. The kunai. There we go. Now let's give X a chance to heal, because he took quite a bit of damage during that. Too much damage. No me gusta how much damage he took. Oh, and the teleporters are shaped like coffins because symbolism.
Because why the fuck not? Definitely seems like the people who made this game were, you know, of two ideals. Because fuck you, that's why, and because why the fuck not?
Yep. By the way, he's supposed to be weak to Gaia Shield, but it's a horrible weapon to use against him. Because look at how little damage it does.
Yeah. Anybody want to get the steamed hams? I think we can use some onions on our steamed hams.
I could go for a steamed ham right now. Anybody want to make a run to Five Guys? Pick me up some steamed hams and some fries. They got some really good fries. I wish that the Five Guys near me didn't shut down.
I've actually had Five Guys stuff. It's really good.
They recently introduced wraps there.
So I've heard.
Lettuce wraps.
Huh.
Like, it's a wrap, except they don't wrap it in bread, they wrap it in lettuce.
Too bad I don't really care for lettuce all that often.
Zero just deals more damage in general. Not just his shield, but everything. In response to what Flame Hyanard said. Oh, I was wondering why he wasn't doing the shield move. It's because I had his kunai equipped. There we go. Now we never have to hear him say, "Around and around!" again. Unless I set that as an alert. By the way, fun fact, I almost, as an alert, set it so, anytime someone donated $6.66, it played Flame Hyanard saying, "Burn, burn, burn to the ground!" I almost did, but I didn't want to piss everyone off, including myself. I feel like I've already terrified people enough with, and myself enough with the, Leroy Jenkins notification sound I have for, raids.
That's still, like, the best thing.
Yes! I've still got alerts that people haven't triggered yet, because, they're for specific donation amounts, or rather tip amounts, I should say. They're for specific amounts that people might not think of. And so those alerts have not been triggered on stream yet. And part of me wants to say what they are just because I know people aren't gonna figure them out on their own. But part of me is like, that kind of spoils the surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
There is one for $6.66, though. It's not Flame Hyenard, though. It is something much less obnoxious. Like, so far the only, special, tip alert that someone has triggered is, the one for a, either a $10 or $20 tip. I can't remember which. I'll have to look at my old streams to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then I've also got an alert for being hosted. I've got an alert for, obviously I've got the raid alert, which went off a couple days ago.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, especially the fact that it knocked your audio out.
Yeah, it fucking shorted out my cord. And I might work on some other subscriber alerts for different tiers of subscribers, but for right now I'm just keeping the Mega Man one.
Yeah.
Here's our buddy Flame Hyenard. God, it never ends! Part of me wants them to bring back Flame Hyenard for a future game, but with a better voice actor, but still have him never shut the fuck up and just say burn, burn, burn to the ground over and over again. Just for the sake of memes.
Yeah, right.
But imagine this with a less obnoxious voice. Alright, who all is left? I know I've still got to do Wind Crow-Rang. And actually, I think that's it.
Here's hoping.
I hope so. I really fucking hope so. I'm sick of these guys. No. Snipe Anteater and Wind Crow-Rang.
I forgot about that little motherfucker. Like, I like how they call him Snipe Anteater, and despite the fact that he doesn't look like he's actually gonna snipe anything.
Yeah, and he doesn't even use a sniper rifle as his weapon. He uses missiles.
Yeah.
Also, what the hell is that attached to his tail?
I was gonna ask
It's like
you
a fucking vacuum cleaner.
I was gonna ask you the same question.
It's like he got his tail stuck in a vacuum cleaner or something.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, he's supposed to be an anteater, so I guess they thought, you know, that's nature's vacuum.
I like that reasoning. Also, I like how he shoots. This is the only thing that indicates he's an anteater. The mines that he shoots out are shaped like ants. God, just die already!
Die! Die! Die!
There we go!
Bye-bye.
Fucking hell. My back is killing me. Oh god, the camera!
Go home.
The camera, camera, you're drunk!
Go home.
Even during cutscenes, the camera is shit. Alright, now where's this last boss portal? There it is. Off screen, and you can't rotate the camera. You'd think they would let you rotate the camera here so you can see everything, but nope.
Nah.
Alright, let's try and get through this as quickly as possible. Because I just want to finish this piece of shit.
Honestly, Haseo, what the hell did you do in your past life to make them want you to do this?
I don't know. I have no idea. But you know what the sad thing is? And I know I haven't finished this game yet on stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I still get more enjoyment, legit enjoyment, out of this than I do out of Mighty Number 9. Maybe it's because I didn't back it on Kickstarter for $60. Maybe that's the only reason why. but I still find this to be more enjoyable than Mighty Number 9.
Ay.
By the way, those 3DS and PS Vita versions are never fucking coming out. It's been over a year since they said that, oh yeah, by the way, Sigma.
This way I can face
It looks
you.
fucking ridiculous!
My own home. I guess this means you've already defeated all the worthless.
Gotta refresh things. There's a thunderstorm going on here, so apparently knocked out my internet for a moment there.
Okay.
You never give up, do you? Even when we break you down to scraps, you
Back to
always
life.
That's right, folks. I'll do it again and again. I will make X and Zero mine. Now come and get me. Give me a good fight, like you always do.
There we go.
Yay! Alright. No, look at how much health Sigma has. He has slightly more than the regular amount of health.
Ay. Just beat him and let's just kill him and be done.
Wait, this is Sigma. You know he's got multiple forms, right?
Yeah, I know.
I love how they gave him just barely more than the standard amount of health to try and make him look intimidating. And then most of what he does is just stand there and shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, that form's down.
What's next?
His final form. Wait until you see this. Because it's even more ridiculous.
Warning! Warning!
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's a giant Sigma?
Looks like he's wearing a clown outfit.
Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. And his weak point is his head, as usual.
Because why the fuck not?
And, ooh, they gave him 1.5 times the normal amount of boss health. Now we're really getting dangerous. For shits and giggles, I'm gonna defeat him as Zero. Because apparently you get different endings depending on what character you beat him as. I've already seen X's ending, and it's underwhelming, to say the least. And I've heard that Zero's ending is supposedly really dark, so I want to see how fucked up Zero's ending is.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I could just stand here and spam the same move over and over again. And be completely safe. This is not much of a challenge, is it?
Nah.
I mean, I know I'm playing on Rookie Hunter mode, so that takes a lot of the challenge out of it. But, for fuck's sake, he's the final boss.
Yeah, he should have more power than just that.
Oh, I broke through his armor on his head. That's how you know shit's getting real. You can reflect the green balls of energy with blocking. Okay. If he does that again, I'll do that. Hello, Sigma? Are you gonna do anything?
I guess so.
I love how he teleports there just to teleport away. And I love how I almost fell off there. Completely pointlessly. Come on, I want epic finish. Oh, I thought he was gonna do the green ball thing. Because that's what he usually does with that attack. You bamboozled me, Sigma!
I can know how much he hates being bamboozled.
There we go. He's dead.
Finally.
Why is he shooting lasers from his crotch? I don't know.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Alright, let's see this. Okay. Oh, shit.
Hurry!
Everything's collapsing. Alright. Where did the cloak come from? He wasn't wearing a cloak when he came here.
No, he wasn't.
I will return in a new form. I promise you.
Gotta say, I do like how they showed how fucked up his body was after that battle. That's a nice detail.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Red's here to save the day.
Like, because who the fuck cares?
And by save the day, I mean kick Zero and X's asses.
Give me your power.
But, wait a second.
This power, I'll never lose.
It was actually Axel the whole time.
Because why the fuck not?
Wake up.
Are you okay?
Because they need to make him useful somehow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, eh? You've got to give me some credit.
Fine. Let's get out of here.
Hey, wait for me!
Alright, let's see what this Zero ending is like.
Where am I?
Eliminate the Mavericks. The Mavericks. Eliminate the Mavericks.
X.
The Mavericks.
What happened, X?
They're still going on about this X versus Zero thing. Even though that already happened 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Zero? Zero, do you read? We've located the runaway Maverick Grogs at point F5113.
Wait, the Maverick's name is Grogs? I love that name.
I hope that was really just a dream.
That's it? That's seriously it?
Fuck
you, X7.
Sadly, anticlimactic.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on this, Lord Megatron. This made it a lot more entertaining than my previous attempts to do this shit on my own.
Hey, no worries. Just sorry I couldn't be give more commentary than just
It's fine. There's only so much you can do with this shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, before I go, let me check who's online so we can do our now customary raid.
Joel's online.
Joel's on. Well, Joel doesn't have alerts set up, so we won't know that we're raiding.
Yeah.
In the meantime, let's have our credits roll to thank everybody who showed up and participated. I love this new credits thing. It's so nice. And Lord Megatron, just out of curiosity, would you be interested in joining me for X8 as well to cap off this marathon?
Sure, why the hell not?
Excellent! Might as well finish it off with something halfway decent.
Yeah.
And boy, there's a lot more story in that one. So we'll have plenty to talk about, and there's good voice acting to talk about too.
That's a lot better than this.
Yes, a lot better than this. Like, legit good voice acting. Not so bad it's good, like X4. And a reminder to everybody that I am doing a casting call on Behind the Voice Actors for a fan dub of Mega Man X4 as an anniversary celebration for Mega Man. So if you want to participate, sign up for an account on Behind the Voice Actors, submit your auditions on there. And who knows, you might get cast, you might not. And we'll see where it goes from there. So if you're interested, still plenty, all the roles are still open. No one's been cast yet for the roles that I still need.
Yeah, I'll definitely be spreading the word around my circles.
I've received a few auditions, but no one I'm keen on casting quite yet. I want to wait and see who else auditions first before I make any final decisions.
Yeah.
Because so far it's just one person per character.
Right.
Let's see. Alright. We are going to raid this guy right here. Jonome SDA. Who currently has 0 viewers. So I feel he could use a little help.
Yeah. Just a little.
So everybody go give him a warm welcome. And I'll see you there. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Tune in next time.
And I shall... Same trash time, same garbage channel.
Goddamn advertisements.
Hearing that SMW guys have this kind of shit too. Way back when.
Yeah. Classic Mega.